Hey y'all, and welcome back to In Spite of Creation. So today we are cooking some Cajun 3 meat cheesy Alfredo, and this is some of the ingredients that we'll be using for the dish. So come on in, join me, and let's get this dish going. The first thing that we're going to start off with is this chicken breast. Just put a little salt on it. My pan is ready. A little bit sassy. That's what I call it, sassy. Some adobo. I'm just gonna flip it over and put some pepper on this side, some adobo, and some sassy. And flip it back. I'm gonna stab it to death with this fork and put it over in this pan. This pan has butter. That's all it has in there is just some butter. I'm gonna let it get a little blackened on both sides, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is about how you want your chicken breast to look. I'm gonna turn that over. And I'm gonna stick it in the oven for about 20 minutes. And here we're gonna start on the sausage. These are Earl Campbell. Yeah, Earl Campbell. And we're gonna let these get brown, and we're gonna take those out. Okay, so here we have just some water. We're gonna add some salt to it. And we also going to add a little oil to it. And when it comes to a boil, we're going to add our noodles to it. Here, we're going to start on this pan here. We're going to start on our vegetables. The vegetables are the 2 bell peppers, the red and the green, some white onion, and some bell pepper. I mean, not bell pepper, jalapeno pepper. And you can cut them however size you want. You can chop them down like how small I got the onion. It doesn't matter. It's your preference on how you want that. So we just gonna let that cook down a bit. Not that much, just halfway through, because it'll finish cooking with everything else. So I broke down my noodles so I can add them all at one time instead of breaking a batch at a time. I just broke them in half so I can go ahead and put them all in at one time. So I just used the whole box of the noodles, the fettuccine noodles, and if I don't need them all, I'll just discard them if I don't need them. Okay, so we're gonna let this cook down for another 3 minutes and let that come to a boil and finish cooking. And we'll start on the Alfredo sauce. Okay, so I took my chicken out. So here's the chicken. I'm gonna cut that up in a minute here, but I want to get the Alfredo sauce going. So this is the one that I'm using, the roasted garlic Parmesan sauce. So I'm just gonna pour it in this pan, well, this pot. I'm also going to add half of another one, just half of it. Turn that down on low. And I'm going to add salt, some crushed red peppers, some Italian seasoning, some pepper, a little thyme, some Cajun, complete. And you see I'm adding this in moderation, and just 2 little taps of the Old Bay. 1, 2. And we're going to add our vegetables to this also. And I'm also going to add 1 cup of water. And I'm going to add that to the Alfredo sauce that came out of the empty bottle. Okay, so we have let the Alfredo sauce cook down. So now I'm going to start to add my meat. So I have my sausage right here that we did earlier. And all these flavors are going to just come together. And now we're going to add the chicken breast that we also cooked earlier. Turn this fire down on low. And now we are going to start to add our noodles in there. So we're just going to add a little at a time. Then see how much I need to put in there. So just a little at a time. I got my garlic bread in the oven already. So I'm going to keep adding these noodles a little at a time. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to add to this, because it takes the least time, is the shrimp. So there you have your 3 meats, the shrimp, the chicken, and the sausage. So I'm just gonna push the shrimp down in there and it'll cook on its own. You don't want it to be rubbery. So that's why you want to add your shrimp at the end. Your fire don't even need to be on because it'll cook from being in the Alfredo itself. So we're gonna let that cook, cover it with a top, and everything should be done in about 6 minutes. Now that that shrimp is already done, the final thing to add to it is the cheese, and you can use any cheese you want. We like the Italian style, so I'm just gonna add a little cheese to it, and that'll be it. And just give it time to just melt down into the Alfredo. This is our Cajun 3 meat Alfredo, and we are done. And I thank y'all for joining me as we cook this dish, and I hope that y'all try it with y'all family. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.